Hello, thanks for watching. So we've got a new moon coming up and it marks quite a turning of the tide of astrology, which I think we'll see the effects of certainly throughout August and probably further on for the rest of 2021. Could be quite stormy in some ways, not necessarily on the new moon, but it's bringing in this kind of stormy phase. The good news is that things will come to a head, and in the wake of it, life, generally speaking, should get simpler, should get easier, should get a lot more gentle on all of us, actually. This new moon is going to be in 16 degrees and 14 minutes of Leo, and it comes in at about 10 minutes to 7 on the Pacific side of the States and Canada on Sunday the 8th. So 10 minutes to 10 p.m. on the east side, and it's going to be 10 to 3 in the morning on Monday the 9th of August here in UK. And probably quite a few months of stormy conditions coming in the wake of it, as I say. Now, during August, and this plays into it a lot, Aquarius and Uranus are really sort of dominating the action, really. And when they get together like that, you get things erupting, could be in our lives, but you know, earthquakes, that kind of thing as well in Mother Nature, because astrology affects absolutely everything. And it's likely to be a time of more protests. We've seen a lot of protests going on through the year, and it doesn't seem to be easing off. I think the big protests and demonstrations will be continuing, because this is a time of awakening. You know, it's bringing truth with it. And once people have adjusted to truth and have woken up to truth, you start getting you start getting freedoms coming to the fore, and people getting a lot more freedom in their life. And that's the good news of it. We could see quite a lot of demonstrations going on though, you know, and it's likely to be quite a fast-paced month, because the Sun and Mercury are both in Leo. And actually, during August, Mercury moves through Leo, Virgo and Libra. So it's all happening. There's quite a variety of things going on, therefore, with Mercury. And Mercury is the messenger of the gods, really. That's, you know, the Greek mythology, and that's really the characteristics of how Mercury operates. We're not actually looking at a Mercury retrograde, which, that can really be fun, can't it? But certainly when Mercury gets involved, communications are always involved one way or the other. And this is really why I'm thinking protests are going to be a thing, because as people awaken to the light of truth and start wanting to demand things, they're going to be communicating those demands. They're going to really be wanting to make things happen. So the Sun is going to square Mercury on the 6th of August, just as we go into the weekend, and actually, you know, just before the new moon happens. So it's part of the build-up, you know. In astrology, we tend to look at what's coming towards us rather than what's happening actually right now in the moment. So that's quite significant. Shockwaves basically are involved with that. That's what we're going to be feeling, I think, as we go through this weekend. And I will do a video about the weekend astrology on Friday, just as we go into it. So we'll look some more at that then, I guess. The Leo influence brings a lot of creativity into being, though. And this is, again, the positive side of it. Because when people are creative, it plays a lot into the ability to manifest things. You know, manifestation becomes more of a thing. And it's essentially a portal, which is actually going to lead us to a higher way of life, a higher understanding of life, and just a higher experience of life, I think, you know, be in the higher chakras rather a lot more. The energy of Uranus is really quite strong this month as well, as I was saying, you know, and that is really where you start getting fireworks, you start getting things beginning to explode a bit, I suppose. We've also got Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius and Saturn retrograde in Aquarius as well. And there are actually 6 planets in their fixed signs, and that can strengthen things up, but it also puts a controlling influence on things as well. So quite positive, that, I think. Sun, Moon and Mercury are all in Leo at the moment, and of course Uranus is in Taurus, so you get that bull-like energy moving things along. And I guess the biggest message of this video and the general situation that we're going into is stick to your guns, stick to your vision. You know, I think guns is perhaps not the best word, but stick to your vision. Don't be shaken up from your vision, because it's all smoke and mirrors in a lot of ways. You know, like all things, this will pass. But this is the energy of the new moon. It takes us through to the full moon, which is going to be, what is it, 29 degrees Aquarius on the 22nd of August. So we've got a good couple of weeks to go through with this new moon energy in a positive way. Any new moon at all, including this one, it's a great time for bringing new things into being, for putting plans into practice. And I wouldn't put them into practice spot on the new moon. It's always better to wait 2 or 3 days afterwards until the moon is actually visible in the sky before you start launching things. But it's a good time. It's a really good time to start planning ahead, to think of the future, and just to decide, you know, what are you going to do with August? Really, it's quite early in the month, so it's really setting the scene for the month. The thing to do really is have your own plans and don't just be taken by surprise when the shockwaves hit, as they surely will. But there we go. Nothing to get alarmed about, I'm sure, but now we'll see some fixing. That's kind of, I think, the best expression for that one. So with that, thanks very much for watching, friends. See you again soon in a future video. Don't forget to drop a like on this one if you've enjoyed it, and hit the subscribe button if you will, because there is more astrology coming up on this channel all the time. If you're more esoterically minded, you might like to look at my other channel, Twig Brother, where I do kind of, well, largely tarot readings, oracle readings as well, and psychic videos, and a bit of live mediumship as well, every Wednesday, every Sunday, and usually every Friday if the internet will let me. I'm always trying to do it. There's a link to the Twig Brother description. There's a link to the Twig Brother channel in the description down below. So do go down there and check it out. And I'll see you again very soon, friends. Be good to each other. Take care. Bye-bye.